Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a video which has been requested so many times, and it's a rundown of the Guerlain Aqua Allegoria range of beautiful fragrances. If you're new here, then welcome to my channel. It's all about perfume here. We are all about perfume. Every week I upload new videos and I read all your requests in the comments and try and do videos that you guys request, like this one. So if you are a perfume fan like me, then do subscribe, get involved in the comments and join my little community here. And as always, the perfumes I talk about will be linked down below for America and UK. So without further ado, let's get into the perfumes. So the Aqua Allegoria range is a beautiful range of perfumes from Guerlain. The idea behind Aqua Allegoria is like a fragrance fantasy. So each different one is like taking a walk in a sort of summery, fresh garden, and the type of garden depends on which perfume it is in the range. They are all quite fresh, outsidey type perfumes. They're very much remind me of the summer, though some I think would be totally appropriate to wear in the winter as well. And they all sort of have one note or perhaps two, which is the real focus of the fragrance. I actually think these fragrances are really good quality and really interesting smells and are sort of almost underrated. Like, they're not huge sellers, but I think they should be because they're so beautiful. And perhaps it's because the branding of the bottle is perhaps quite traditional with this sort of beehive type golden pattern on it, but they all have these really cute boxes packaging with a little bee on it, which is super cute. One thing to add is that these fragrances come in two sizes, a 75ml and 125ml, so both quite big sizes, and the price is really super reasonable. The smaller 75ml you should be paying like in the 50s, and the larger 125ml perhaps in the 70s, so much cheaper than most mainstream perfumes. So let's dive straight into the perfumes. So I'm gonna go backwards in time and start with 2019 releases. So 2019 we got Coconut Fizz. Now this is really fun. I have been wearing this week, and I think, I don't know if it's my favourite, it's definitely one of my favourites. If you're a coconut fan, if you like things like Versace Crystal Noir, then you are gonna love this. Coconut is absolutely like the main note here, but what I was worried about is that it might not last that well because of it being such a light, fresh perfume with the cool like blue bottle, and it just looked light. It definitely wasn't. The fragrance followed me around, and then I could smell it on the clothes that I'd worn that day, days later. Like, I was really impressed with how it lasted. It's not a knockout sort of you walk in the room and then, you know, blows everyone back, but it is definitely quality, and it does stay on the skin and you can smell it and it does last. In addition to the coconut vibes in here, there's almost like an aquatic-y, tonka beanie with a freesia note, and it kind of feels like if you were sat at a bar in a tropical location drinking a coconut, the main thing you'd be able to smell is that coconut, but imagine there was like freesia somewhere in the background, like a tropical white floral in there somewhere. So it is coconut, but it's not like a sweet coconut, it's like a green coconut, if that makes sense. It would obviously be perfect for a holiday fragrance, but you could still wear this at night and stuff. Like, it's not light and fresh, even though it does have that sort of aquaticness to it. Really quite hard to describe, but really interesting and really fun fragrance, and definitely recommend you try it. I'd say these are also the kind of perfumes perhaps you could wear just like around the house. You just want to smell nice, you know, you're not worried about longevity and lasting power, you just want like positive vibes. Or I know some people sometimes spray a perfume before they go to bed, and it, you know, it helps them relax and go to sleep, and it's very much those type of vibes, like very holistic, naturally type smelling and fun. And the other one that was released in 2019 is Ginger Picante, which is of course a ginger fragrance. It smells just like when you like grate ginger, fresh ginger, and you smell it. There's a little bit of citrus in the initial spray which lifts it and makes it that sharpness with the ginger. Like citrus plus ginger is sharp, but those citrus notes go quite quickly and the ginger becomes quite warm. There's a rose heart and then a cedar, pepper and musky heart base, so you get a little bit of the pepper, the warmth of the musk with the rose coming in. So it starts off like a fresh zesty ginger and then it becomes more of a warm ginger. Ginger always reminds me of like winter. I feel like ginger comes in like chocolates and stuff at Christmas. So this, if you're looking for something light but something to wear in the winter that's fresh but still not like tropical, you know, when it's snowing outside it's difficult to wear a tropical perfume, right? I think this is a good way of getting fresh lightness but still having a nod towards like a warm winter vibe. Next, also in 2019, we had Flora Cherisia, which is a cherry blossom perfume with a beautiful pink liquid in it. This is just lovely, like perfect for springtime when the cherry blossoms on the trees. And they've mixed it with watermelon as well, which creates a really, like watermelon and cherry blossom go well together. They create a lifting, fresh, watery feminine smell. In the heart there's a muskiness and a rose and a slightly woody base, and throughout the whole thing there's a bit of pear layered in, but essentially it's in the initial sort of hour you're very much getting that watermelon-y fresh cherry blossom, and then it becomes like a musky cherry blossom with the rose starting to come through. Very, very pretty, very, very feminine, very, very sort of innocent and sweet and girly, but not in a young way, just in a sort of innocent way. And you know, if I imagine if you're wearing a sort of pretty dress or if you go into a wedding or something like that, this would just be a really pretty fragrance to wear. In 2008 we got Rosa Rosa, which is the rose one. Definitely one there for all the rose fans. The rose is mixed with some lychee, and that lychee, which is of course quite a watery fruit, helps make this like a fresh rose rather than a sort of deep rose. There's also peony, which is very fresh, blackcurrant, which adds a syrupy sweetness, a little bit of musk that helps the rose last, and a little bit of citrus in the initial spray. But fundamentally what you're getting is that heart of a rose, a fresh rose, like just after it's rained in the summer, with peony and lychee, and you know, so a very pretty rose again, feminine light rose, and it just smells really like good quality fragrance. It just smells like a really perfect rose. Next we have Passiflora, which was released in, which is basically a passion fruit fragrance. Again, really lovely and tropical. Passion fruit really comes through. It smells just like a real life passion fruit, but there's quite a lot of other citrus notes here as well. So this really is a fresh passion fruit. Grapefruit, lemon, orange, lime, aquatic notes, like ultimate fresh notes in this one. And there's a little hint of green notes, orange blossom in the fade down, but fundamentally this smells like passion fruit with some citrus vibes, and it's just super fun. Like definitely spring summer perfume, but you know, if you're a huge passion fruit fan, then why not wear it all the time? Next in 2017 we have Calabria. Now this is a very green one. It has ginger and cardamom in, as well as a sort of bergamot and green note. So you get the freshness of like a green garden, but with the zestiness of the ginger, and then the cardamom adding an exotic note to it. This is, if you like ginger but you don't want it to dominate and you're looking for something very green fresh, then this is definitely one of the greenest in the range. It's very much like smelling like a garden. There's also an element of spicy aroma in here, which isn't like a lot of the other, especially the more newer releases in this range. So this one's definitely a bit different to the others. That cardamom adds that element of like aromatics to the fragrance, but this is, yeah, like green, slightly aromatic, zesty one. Next we have Peregrinita, which is a pear fragrance. Along with the pear, they've mixed it again with grapefruit, lemon, lime, which really brings out the freshness and zestiness of a pear. But you still get the warmth of a pear. You know, a pear is a sort of autumnal type apple, so it doesn't feel quite as summery as some of the others. So this is good for sort of autumn transition perfume. There's some white floral notes, some cedar, and some musk, which as time passes, those notes come through and mix with the pear to create quite a warm, simple fragrance, I'd say. So this is for someone wanting something a bit fresh and zesty, but not wanting to smell sort of super fruity or anything. They just want to smell sort of elegant, fresh. This is kind of like a lovely hand cream type smell, or lovely soap type smell. It's just very feminine. Next we have Teazura, which is a mixture of different tea type fragrance notes. So we have a green tea note, we have a chamomile note, and then lots of grapefruit citrus notes again mixed in, but the tea really comes through, that green tea vibe. There's also vanilla in this one, which isn't in a lot of the others, and that sort of helps give, mixing with the tea to help give it longevity. Tea, like green tea and chamomile, are such delicate fragrance notes. It needs the vanilla to hold them together, and the citrus notes fade quite quickly. So this is for people that love the warmth of green tea, the simpleness of a chamomile fragrance, but that little bit of vanilla helps it last. Next we have Limon Verde, which is not containing any lemon, funnily enough. It actually has loads of lime in and absolutely no lemon. So when you first spray it, you really get a sharp lime, like super sharp lime, like just like eating a lime or something. But then green notes start to come through. There's a sweet fig and some fruity notes in here, and that fig makes this very a unisex perfume. This could definitely work on a man or a woman. So you've got the citrusness, but then the figgy and the fruitiness makes this, yeah, super unisex. And I believe all of these are kind of meant to be unisex anyway. The only thing I'd say about this one is that it doesn't last particularly long, not as long as some of the more recent ones. So definitely something, if you just want to have it in your handbag, keep zesting, like getting loads of lime freshness if it's like an amazingly hot day, but not if you're looking for something that you can just wear as your perfume and it would last all day. Next we have Neroli Bianca. Neroli is of course a sort of Mediterranean climate sort of flower, which is very light lemony. This is mixed with orange blossom and some orange citrus note and a bit of bitter orange. So basically this is like a citrusy, orangey perfume. Very, yeah, Amalfi Coast, Italian vibes. Think if D&G Light Blue made an orange version or something. Yeah, I think with it being orange and having like a bitter orange in, it helps it last longer than the lemon one we just talked about. And I think orange is a pretty, a warm fragrance, whereas lemon and lime are great for a minute or so, but they die quite quickly. Orange does last a bit longer. Next we have Mandarin Basilic, and when I used to work selling perfumes, this was the one that was requested all the time. This basically is mandarin orange with basil. That's what it smells like. So you've got the warmth and zestiness of an Italian type orange, like loads of orange notes in here, mandarin notes, but then the freshness and greenness of basil. There's also chamomile in here and ivy, and I find after a few hours the ivy comes into its own, and it becomes a very green fragrance. So the mandarin is very much the first hour, and then the following hours are more the basil and the ivy and the green notes. So for people that really love those green gardeny notes, then this is definitely one for them. Another one which was requested a lot was Herba Fresca. Again, this is a very herbally green one with mint and green tea, you know, just like walking into a herb garden. A bit of sort of lemon to help keep it zesty and summery, and clover and lily of the valley, and it just very, very, very green, very, very herby. And yeah, people that love those green notes, these are like the ultimate green perfumes for them, really. And then finally we have Pamplemousse, which came out all the way back in 1999. This is grapefruit, bergamot, patchouli, cassis, neroli. So you're getting was their original like fresh one, like super citrusy, but again, in the dry down you start getting the cassis, the patchouli. There's actually a bit of vanilla in here as well. So this is like a fresh citrusy one, but it also has those warm green notes in there as well. So probably more citrusy than the previous two and less green, but still, yeah, very fresh. I think a lot of ladies like this as a very fresh, something to have in their handbag to freshen up during the day. But, you know, with it being sort of 20 years old, it does have a classicness to it, whereas the more modern ones, like the coconut fizz, like the passion fruit one, and the cherry one, are much more like very modern smells, very fun, fruity versions of in this range. So that's it, guys. I hope you found this useful, and it is a beautiful fragrance range. Guerlain is known for making quality perfumes, and these are no exception. I also love the Guerlain Mon Petit Robe Noir fragrance range. I'll leave the review down below. Yeah, really recommend these as a beautiful gift, like really classy, beautiful on the dressing table, you know, just nothing tacky about it at all. And I think the price point is awesome, and they do last. Like that coconut fizz in particular was really impressive for lasting. So let me know if you've worn any of these, if you tried them, in the comments down below. And of course, keep sending me your video requests. And give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, if it was helpful, and subscribe if you're not already, and join me here. But that's it, guys. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.